If you search on Google for Shane Tamura, this image saturates the results.
Police say the suspect was Shane Tamura. Here's a look at him.
That video aired on Fox News about 4 hours after the first 911 calls are logged. His facial features are soft around the edges, while the jersey lines are crisp. The edges around his shoulders and his collarbones are inconsistent. This is common in AI upscaling. The field and the stadium behind him look flat. They lack depth and the natural behaviour of light. There's no shadows. The image did not come from his school, where he played high school football 10 years ago. This is supposed to have been 2015, but they didn't get it off his friends or his family or his community. The image was sourced by Reuters from IB Times Singapore edition. This is a syndicate producing photographs for the media. It has not been verified against his yearbook or any of the team archives. A task for somebody this morning. Tamura only ever played high school football, not college, not professional, and he would have graduated high school in 2015. He's a 5'7", 140-pound man. He's undersized and he would have taken hits, but is far below the typical levels or exposure associated with severe CTE. There's also zero evidence in the 10 years since he stopped playing football that he ever presented medically for treatment for this issue. A photo circulating immediately of him in his teenage football year is a red flag. The only reason we link him at all with football is because of this supposed suicide note, which has not been authenticated. It is the NYPD who released this note. There has been no handwriting analysis and no comparison to Tamura's official health documentation. He carried a gun permit. He had employment files. Without verifying this, anybody could have written it. And they said Luigi had a note too. This note fits way too perfectly with this NFL story. It mentions all the expected names and uses lawsuit-friendly language. His suicide note uses lawsuit-friendly language. Knowingly concealed dangers. This was a security guard from Las Vegas who's supposed to have had a head injury, yet he is writing in his suicide note that they knowingly concealed dangers. It's also written on self-help stationery. Are you trying to tell me that a man took an M4 rifle and drive across the country and then writes his suicide note on a pastel motivational notepad? That feels slightly out of place. It's a small thing to notice, but it makes it visually distinctive. The soft colours and printed phrasing make this an eye-catching and emotionally manipulative prop, especially when media outlets can display this emotive line of "study my brain, I'm sorry," in this almost like childlike writing. If this man had guns, he signed something somewhere. Where is the handwriting analysis? The goal of this note is obvious to me because it was designed with photography in mind. It's supposed to look intense. Everything referenced so far about this case and this man and his motives has come from the NYPD. No scans, photos, or forensic evidence has been released. No handwriting analysis has been done. If Tamura's actions can be blamed on a high school footballer who has CTE, then the story changes. Documented mental health issues is being repeated verbatim across all of the Western mainstream media. They are trying to reinforce to you the image of an unstable man. In other high-profile cases, like Luigi Mangione, convenient notes found in backpacks were used to present a tidy narrative. Brain damage and mental illness are easy targets, and the NFL is a big, familiar target. Readers understand these things without needing any context, which distracts from the far more politically dangerous angle that he just killed one of the most powerful housing fund CEOs in America. I asked AI to bring me back some facts about this person, and one of the first things that it returned is that he had a 600 rushing yard and 5 touchdowns. How the fuck? In his high school, in 2015, and that is at the top of Google. This man has apparently had no social media footprint whatsoever. A 27-year-old man has no public photos, except for this, No independent reviews. Had he no friends? Had he no teammates? No co-workers? The media is saturated with the NYPD narrative and secondhand quotes. And AI footage. Where's his family? The lack of social and personal images creates a vacuum where the media is able to plant just 2 images, one of him playing football and the CCTV image from the shooting, and that is what's defining him. And that's very convenient. It leaves for no competing context. No pictures of him working as a security guard in a casino in Las Vegas. No evidence of his economic situation. No context of his life outside of this incident. That image adds no facts to this case because that man has not played football in over a decade. It's more important to talk about the fact that he had a job in surveillance at a casino. People don't need to instruct Google to hide Blackstone. They simply flood the media with the same images and words, which is exactly what's happening here. I can tell you this is manufactured consent without reading a shred of evidence about Shane because I know how the media behaves. After the shooting, Mayor Eric Adams and the NYPD seed this story that Tamura was targeting the NFL. They fabricate a note and a video. None of it has been authenticated. The full text hasn't even been released. But already that single story is controlling the narrative. And AP and Reuters moved within hours. And every single news outlet is running the same fucking talking points. They couldn't even run it through a generator to change small dog to puppy. It is verbatim from the NYPD. Because hundreds of sites use the same wire text and the same images, Google's ranking system locks it in. It's authority, volume, and speed that push that narrative up. So now when you search for this person, you don't see 27-year-old casino worker in economic hardship. You see football player, even though he hasn't played football in over a decade. And there wasn't a single mention anywhere of any kind of a grievance with the NFL before this note. This is how narrative control works. It's an ecosystem that amplifies whatever the wire says, whatever the official story says first. What the NYPD put out is taken as final. Like they haven't been caught in a century of lying their asses off. Come on. And yet people still believe this shit. My next video, I'm going to talk about Blackstone and KPMG, who are also in that building.